Hey everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day out there, wherever you are. And for those of you celebrating, Happy Easter. Seriously, I hope your weekend was as enjoyable and peaceful as mine. There is something about Easter that hits differently. It's not about the Easter bunny or chocolate eggs for me, it's just the vibe of the season. Spring is in the air, the weather's turning, family gatherings feel warmer, and everything just slows down a bit in the best possible way. That's what I love about it. Hopefully, your celebration was just as fulfilling and full of love. But alright, let's shift gears now, because there is some intriguing stuff going down in the world of baseball that might look minor at first glance, but could actually mean a lot more than people think. Let's start with this recent roster move. A player on the squad has just gone on paternity leave. First off, congratulations to him. Becoming a father is something truly special, and as someone who went through that magical moment not too long ago, my little one is 6 months old now, I can totally relate. There is really nothing like it. It changes you. So yeah, I hope he enjoys every second of that time, because those early days go by fast. Now of course, the team had to make a move to cover for him while he's away, and that's where things get interesting. Dave Calleda, an infielder, was been absolutely racking in the minors this season. I'm talking about a left-handed hitter, just 24 years old, was been lighting it up in Scranton. His stats are hard to ignore. Batting average sitting at .342, OPS up at .925, already with 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. The guy has 25 hits in 73 at-bats. Those are the kinds of numbers that make you sit up and go, what a second, why hasn't he been called up sooner? And now, with this little window of opportunity opening up, we get to see what they can bring to the big stage. Now, looking at the current infield depths, there are some pretty established names there. Guys who are basically locked in and aren't going anywhere, Volpe, Torres, no surprises there. But what's interesting is how this shake-up might affect the less talked about names, the guys like Oswaldo Cabrera, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and Pablo Reyes. These are the players who often fly under the radar, the glue guys, the depths that don't always get the spotlight. And let's be honest, Reyes especially tends to be forgotten. People don't even remember his still on the roster half the time. But if you've gotta keep tearing it up in AAA with numbers like that, and you're looking at giving someone like Peraza or Cabrera a breather, maybe you seriously consider giving Reyes a shot again. That being said, if he gets his chance and don't exactly light it up, then maybe, just maybe, we have to start thinking about moving on. Because what are we doing holding on to a guy like Reyes if there is someone younger, producing more consistently, and looking hungry for a shot? This new kid, again, only 24 years old, has been putting together an offensive season that's flat out impressive. And when Trent returns from paternity leave, the team might be forced to make a tough decision. What if this call-up starts producing right away? What if it's a spark? What if, in the next week or so, we start having conversations that sound like, hey, Reyes, thanks for your team, but we're going in a different direction. That's the reality of baseball at this level. It moves fast. Performance matters. So, maybe what we see in the coming days is a new infield combo, this young bat, Peraza, and Cabrera, until the JLMY is back and the infield picture gets even more complicated. That's what makes this moment fascinating. You get these small moves that on the surface look like simple roster shuffles, but they create ripples that could shape the rest of the season. And if this kid continues what he's been doing in AAA, if he can bring even a fraction of that fire to the Major League lineup, the Yankees might be looking at a very different dynamic than anyone expected a few weeks ago. Alright, let's pivot now to something that really got under my skin. We need to talk about yesterday's game. On the surface, yeah, it was a solid series overall, 3 wins out of 4 is nothing to scoff at. You take that any day. But that final game? Man, something about it didn't sit right. And not just because of the loss itself, it was the way things unfolded. Let's start with Max Fried. He was back on the mound, and let me tell you, the guy was dealing. I mean, absolutely dominating out there. He went 7 2/3 innings, struck out 2, walked 2, and was flirting with a no-hitter deep into the game. And all of us watching, we felt it. You could tell the crowd sensed it. The tension was building. But then, out of nowhere, in the bottom of the 8th inning, suddenly there's a hit on the scoreboard. And I'm sitting there like, what? Where did that come from? Tampa didn't do anything. Nothing had really changed. So how did a hit just appear? Turns out, the official scorer decided, multiple innings after the play, that an earlier grounder of Paul Goldschmidt's bat wasn't an error, but a hit. And they made this change while Max Fried was literally chasing a no-hitter. Are you kidding me? That decision might not have changed the outcome of the game, but it definitely robbed the moment of its weight. It's frustrating. It's infuriating. The scorer had to know what was happening, had to understand how rare no-hitters are. And yet, right as Fried was 6 outs away from history, someone up in the bus goes, actually, let's change that play from earlier to a hit. That's just wild to me. And if you're going to do that, then where is the consistency? Because now I'm thinking back to that ridiculous call involving Aaron Judge. I can't even wrap my head around what happened there. Judge absolutely crashed a ball that clearly looked like a home run. It was maybe 20 feet inside the foul pole. It wasn't even close. And yet, somehow, some way, the call on the field was foul, and it stayed that way even after review. Like, how? If we have a replay, if we have all this stage, then why does it fall in moments like that? That one swing could make a difference. Because let's say Judge finishes the year with 15 home runs. That call cost him his 60th. That's not just one number, it's potentially historic. Only 2 players in MLB history have ever had multiple seasons with 60 or more home runs. Judge could be the third. And let's not forget, is doing it clean. No whispers, no asterisks. That one bad call? It might be the difference between him joining an elite club and just missing it. We don't know yet, but the fact that it's even a possibility is maddening. We can't keep using the excuse of, oh, it's just a minor league park. If big league games are being played there, then the officiating and the equipment and the judgment need to be on major league levels. Period. Because every swing counts. Every decision counts. You take away one clean home run from a guy like Judge, and that could alter the course of his season and his legacy. And yeah, the team had a great series overall. Winning 3 out of 4 is always something to feel good about. But when the officials and the scorers are missing obvious calls, it's hard not to feel wrapped, even when you're winning. You start wondering how many other moments like this have flown under the radar. How many minor leaguers are getting denied their moments because of shaky scorekeeping or bad replay decisions? And it's not just about stats or records. It's about the integrity of the game. When a player steps up and delivers, that moment should be honored. When a pitcher like Max Fried is throwing lights out, potentially on the edge of a historic performance, everything around that moment has to be precise. You cannot, under any circumstances, change a scoring decision 4 innings later and act like it's business as usual. That's not just unfair to the pitcher, it disrespects the rhythm of the game and the fans who are locked in, living every pitch with anticipation. Baseball thrives on history, on moments frozen in time. That one shift in the official scorer's decision took something away, not just from Fried, but from the game itself. Same thing goes for Aaron Judge. We're not talking about an average player here. This is one of the biggest names in the sport, someone who represents the league in more ways than just his performance. When it hits a ball that clearly lands fair, and it gets ruled foul, even after review, it makes you question the reliability of the whole system. If we can't get those calls right in the moment, then what's the point of having replay at all? We're not asking for perfection, we're asking for accountability. There's just no reason in 2025 that we should be missing obvious home runs. Especially when they're happening in high-stakes games, in environments meant to reflect the best of what Major League Baseball offers. And this is where things get even more frustrating. If it was a meaningless hit or a run that didn't matter, maybe we let it go. But that home run could very well be the swing that defines the season. If Jorge finishes with 15, everyone is going to look back at that moment. Everyone is going to remember the swing, the trajectory, and the missed call that took a milestone away. It's like rewriting history in real time, and that's a dangerous precedent. Not only that, but you know what kind of weight that carries for a player like Jorge. This guy isn't just playing for accolades. He's chasing greatness. He's chasing the kind of records that make you immortal in this game. And when an umpire or a scorekeeper strips that away, no matter how unintentionally, it's a disservice to the sport. Think about how rare it is to have multiple 60 home run seasons. It's nearly unheard of. Jorge has already cemented himself in history with one. Imagine him becoming the only clean player to do it twice. That kind of feat echoes through generations. It becomes part of the legacy of the game. And that's why every swing matters. Every call matters. Because baseball, more than any other sport, is built on moments. A single play can change everything. A bad call can echo for months. And when you've got a player like Jorge, was proven, consistent, and always a threat to make history, you have to get it right. It's also worth mentioning how the context of these games is changing. We're seeing more Major League teams playing in alternate venues, minor league parks, experimental fields. That's all good and well, it's fun for the fans and gives smaller markets a chance to experience big league talent up close. But the infrastructure has to match. If you're putting Jorge in a stadium that wasn't built for tracking precise home run trajectories, you're already putting him at a disadvantage. And if the officiating isn't prepared for the pressure and precision of these moments, it shows. And it costs players and teams dearly. But circling back to the Yankees overall, yes, this series was a win. They took 3 out of 4, and that deserves praise. The offense showed up, the bullpen held strong when needed, and even with injuries and shifting lineups, they managed to stay in control. That's what contenders do. They find was to win series, even when not everything goes their way. But a loss like yesterday's still stings. Because it could be been a sweep. It could be been another statement win. And more than that, it could be been a spotlight for Jorge and for Fried, 2 players at the top of their game, chasing history in different ways. You just want to see greatness treated with the respect it deserves. When someone is chasing a no-hitter or a record-breaking home run, those moments should be protected, not undercut by indecision or sloppy officiating. And yeah, the argument always comes up, it's part of the game, or human error makes baseball what it is. I get that. There is a certain old-school charm to the human element. But when we have the tools to make better decisions and still mess it up, that's where it gets unacceptable. We can live with the catch-and-blown strike zone or borderline call. That's baseball. But a ball hit 20 feet inside the foul pole getting ruled foul? That's not just error, that's negligence. If you're going to use a touch-like reply, then it has to be applied with confidence. It has to be trustworthy. Otherwise, what are we even doing here? Players put in too much work, and fans invest too much energy, for moments like this to be decided by inconsistency. We all love the drama of baseball. We live for it. But it has to be real. It has to be earned. So yeah, great series. Plenty to build on. But don't be surprised if this missed call lingers. Especially if Hood ends the season right on the edge of another legendary mark. Because we all saw it. We know what we witnessed. And the truth is, history shouldn't be denied by a judgment error. It should be decided on the field, by the players, with every ounce of power, precision, and passion they bring to the game. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Mookie Betts is a New York Yankee. The long-awaited announcement has come true, confirming one of the biggest signings in recent MLB history. The Yankees have secured the star outfielder with a 6-year contract, solidifying their roster for years to come. This monumental move is not just a game-changer for the franchise, but also a statement of intent as the Yankees continue to build a championship-contending team. Betts, one of the most versatile players in the league, brings an impressive skill set that spans across both offense and defense. Known for his power at the plate, his speed on the base paths, and his gold glove defense, Betts is a player who can impact every facet of the game. With a career that includes multiple All-Star selections and MVP honors, the Yankees are undoubtedly adding a future Hall of Famer to their lineup. The deal, which is valued at a staggering amount, reflects the Yankees' commitment to remaining at the top of the league. Betts has been a key player for the Los Angeles Dodgers, leading them to a World Series title and earning accolades for his consistency and leadership. His move to New York is sure to excite fans, who are eager to see how he will fit into the team's already formidable roster. For the Yankees, this signing is part of a larger strategy to reclaim the championship title that has eluded them for years. With Betts joining a team that already boasts stars like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, the Yankees now have a dynamic and powerful trio in the outfield. Their offense is poised to become one of the most feared in the league, and with Betts' leadership, the team is well positioned to make a deep playoff run. Betts' arrival also signifies the Yankees' desire to stay competitive in an increasingly challenging American League East division. The Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays, and Tampa Bay Rays are all strong contenders, making every game and every decision crucial. But with Betts in the fold, the Yankees have added the type of superstar that could make the difference in tight playoff races. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on Betts to see how quickly he adapts to his new environment. Yankee fans will be hoping that this signing will lead to more than just an exciting season. It could be the key to a long-awaited championship. For now, Mookie Betts is a New York Yankee, and the future looks incredibly bright for the Bronx Bombers. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.